Hello and thank you so much for joining us on Southern Times News on EveAfrique. My name is Simbe Nglas. In the highlights, former Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Ihejirika joins APC. 2 Operation Delta safe officers murdered by gunmen in Delta states. I'm still in PDP, says the former President Goodluck Jonathan. Bayelsa oil gas park ready by 4th quarter of 2022, says Wabote. Court sentences Sodiemba Mukeke for death by hanging for killing junior delivery agent in Port Harcourt. The Rivers Tourism Agency unveils winners of Graffiti Graphic Art Competition 2020. Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala confirmed as WTO DG. Firm plans $2.9 billion deep-sea port project in Delta State. The American Embassy delegation visits King Ateke Tom. NDDC to stop foreign skill acquisition, capacity trainings, 6 partnership with Nigerian universities. NDDC plans postgraduate scholarships in Nigerian universities. And in sports, Rivers United coach Aguma says they will do their best to beat Enyimba. Our special report, a sigh of relief to the OB Lulu Briggs family. We'll take a short break now, and when we return, we'll bring you the news in details. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. Now we bring you the news in details. Former Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Azubike Ihejirika on Tuesday formally joins the All Progressives Congress APC. Ihejirika was a Chief of Army Staff between 2010 and 2014 under former President Goodluck Jonathan. His declaration to join the APC at Isikwano in Abia North Senatorial District puts an end to speculations that he wants to join the People's Democratic Party (PDP). In another development, gunmen attack and kill 2 security personnel of Operation Delta Safe in Delta State. The incident happened along a bad spot on Ubulu-Ila Road, and the hoodlums made away with the service rifles of the deceased officers. According to a source, about 10 policemen have lost their lives to armed robbery attacks in the last 4 years. Meanwhile, amidst growing speculations that former President Goodluck Jonathan might dump the People's Democratic Party (PDP) for the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC), the latter has quashed all conjectures by reaffirming his loyalty to the PDP. Speaking at the Supreme Court's Victory Thanksgiving service in honor of the Executive Governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Doye Diri, former President Jonathan says PDP has been a very friendly party. I am a member of PDP and I know from the beginning till today, end of quote. Moving on, the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, Mr. Simbi Wabote, discloses the completion of the Nigerian oil and park in Emia 1 Bayelsa State by the 4th quarter of 2022. Wabote makes this disclosure during inspection of project construction sites alongside senior management staff of the board. This assessment visit is a prelude to a proposed project site tour by the Minister of State for Petroleum, Chief Temepri Silva. We'll take a quick break now. When we return, we'll bring you more stories. Please do stay tuned. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us on Southern Times on EveAfrique. Kindly click on the subscribe button for your timely news updates. Also follow us on all social media handles. Twitter at EveAfriqueNews, on Instagram at EveAfriqueNG, and on Facebook it's EveAfrique Business and News. A River State High Court sitting in Port Harcourt convicts and sentences Sodienye Mokeke to death for the murder of a junior delivery agent Chukuma Eleje. Sodienye Mokeke and Excel Divine Nabe have been charged with 2 counts murder and robbery. Delivering the judgment, the presiding judge, Justice Chigozie Igwe, said the first defendant, Sodienye, is guilty of the 2 counts charges as the prosecution have proven their case beyond reasonable doubt. Justice Igwe described the convict as a die-hard criminal that has shown his barbaric style in killing the innocent delivery agent who was looking for his daily bread. Efforts are being made to grow a sustainable tourism economy and promote local artistic talents in River State. The River State Tourism Development Agency, in conjunction with Dubai Tourism, Commerce and Marketing, organized the Graffiti and Graphic Awards in 2020. Winners of the Graffiti Graphic Arts Competition 2020 have been unveiled in the state, and the names are Oscar Tamba, Dumbo Debe, and Sambo Nwankwo. The Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, Tonye Briggs Oniyide, advises the winners to continue to strive to the top. Oniyide commends her partners, Dubai Tourism, for believing in River's talent by showcasing them. Delivering a speech, the Director General of Tourism Development Agency, Yibo Koko, says the agency embraces a perspective driven by strategy incentive to re-engineer a tourism economy beyond the new normal of pandemic-ridden economies. On the international scene, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is the new Director General of World Trade Organization WTO. WTO confirms her appointment at a special meeting of the General Council following a selection process that includes 8 candidates from around the world. The tweet reads, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala from Nigeria is appointed as the next WTO Director General. Her term starts on the 1st of March 2021. End of quote. Dr. Okonjo-Iweala becomes the first woman and the first African to lead the WTO. In oil and gas industry, Mercury Maritime Concession Company, MMCC, is conceptualizing a $2.9 billion Escravos Seaport Industrial Complex in Delta State, in partnership with the Port of Antwerp International. Speaking to journalists about the project at the Navy Sailing Club in Lagos, the chairman, MMCC, Andrew Okoja, explains that the $2.9 billion Escravos Seaport Industrial Complex project consists of the deep sea ports, free trade zone in 3 major layouts, oil and gas free trade zone and industrial layouts. Other components are independent power plants, golf course, development of prime infrastructure, new towns and cities, and an international airport. Okoja says the public-private partnership-driven project is being entered into by the federal government, Delta State government, and the MMCC, with some technical partners, which would be funded by a United Nations affiliated group based in Switzerland. The PPP is estimated to create over 72,000 jobs for Nigerians. We take a quick break now. After this break, we'll bring you more news from back home in the Niger Delta. Please stay tuned. Good to know you're still there. So back home, the political and economic advisor to the U.S. Embassy, Chief Brendorf Hospeth, leads a delegation to His Royal Majesty King Ateke Michael Tom, the Amayanabo of ancient Okoshiri Kingdom and Sekro of Niger Delta. King Ateke expresses his delight at the visit of the American embassy delegates to his palace and assures the delegation that the Niger Delta is open for any business and exchange programs as peace and normalcy has returned to the region. Meanwhile, the Niger Delta Development Commission announces its readiness to stop the era of skill acquisition and capacity training of Niger Delta youths in foreign institutions. According to the Special Advisor to the Sole Administrator on Youth Matters, Engineer Odengs Eradiri, the decision does not affect the ongoing foreign scholarship beneficiaries. However, the new vision of the Sole Administrator of the Commission, Mr. Okon Efion Akwa, is to save cost from foreign skill training and ensure quality training of youths from the region in recognized Nigerian institutions to build capacity in education, agriculture, and health. In similar developments, the Niger Delta Commission NDDC says it is making plans to run its postgraduate scholarship program in Nigerian universities, especially those in the Niger Delta region. The NDDC Interim Administrator, Mr. Efion Akwa, discloses this during a courtesy visit by a delegation from the University of Port Harcourt, Choba, led by the Acting Vice-Chancellor, Professor Stephen Okodudu, at the NDDC Permanent Headquarters in Port Harcourt. Akwa, who was reacting to a request by the Vice-Chancellor for another hostel in the university, promises to assist in elevating the educational institution in Niger Delta region to make them sustainable for postgraduate programs, especially in era of COVID-19. On the foreign scene, Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization, IMO, Keita Clem, expresses support for the Maritime Litters and Microplastic Action Plan of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. The NIMASA Action Plan, according to the IMO boss, will provide major support to ensure a clean and healthy ocean ecosystem, not only in the Nigerian coastline, but the entire region. The Secretary General makes this assertion in his goodwill message to launch event of the NIMASA's revised Marine Litters and Microplastic Action Plan, held virtually at the agency headquarters in Lagos. Keita Clem states that the world is dependent on the rich ocean environment and international trade provided by shipping clusters, and the protection of the ocean is vital to ensuring a healthy planet. In sports, Rivers United coach Stanley Aguma pledges to give his best to ensure his team defeats Enyimba of Aba in the second preliminary round of the CAF Confederation Cup. The match is slated for February 21, 2021 at the Adoke Amiesemaka International Stadium in Port Harcourt. The Pride of Rivers lost 1-0 to the People's Elephant in the first leg played at the Enyimba International Stadium in Aba, and in the process missed the 20 million naira largesse Governor Nyesom Wike pledged to the players and officials of the team had Rivers United beaten Enyimba in Aba. A quick break, and when we return, we'll bring you the full package of a special report titled A Sigh of Relief to the Obi Lulu Briggs family. Please do stay tuned. This week's special report is on the family of the late Chief OB Lulu bricks. Amidst the controversies that has bedeviled the Oruwari Bricks House and Abonima community at large, there is relief coming sooner than expected. You will recall that the late High Chief Lulu Briggs was also the paramount head of Oruwari House of Abonima. But for controversies and litigations that trailed his demise, including legal tussles in Nigerian and Ghanaian courts over where the deceased truly died and who should take possession of his remains, the oil and gas industry player would have been buried. His oldest son, Chief Dumo Lulu Briggs, has come up to testify of the gracious return of peace and unity to the Briggs and by extension the beautiful town of Abonima. He says this wouldn't have been possible without a collective exhibition of extraordinary understanding and courage by my elders, chiefs, and the entire youth and women of the various Abonima houses. And for that, I am eternally grateful to my people. End of quote. He also gives immense gratitude to the elders and respectable chiefs and to the Abonima for finding him worthy to serve her in the Great Abonima Kalabari Council of Chiefs and for sincerely committing to the need for peace and unity. Chief Dumo acknowledges that his historical achievement is a great honor to his departed father, who, until his death, was the head of the Oruwari Briggs House. Still filled with excitement, he gives matchless thanks to God Almighty and says, I dedicate this day and its goodness to the memory of my father, the man who inspired it all. The late High Chief O.B. Lulu Briggs, OON-DCF, DSSRS, the Inikierari 5 of Kalabari Kingdom, and the paramount head of Oruwari Briggs House of Abonima. The family also announces the burial of the philanthropist and oil mogul to hold on the 13th of March 2021, according to an announcement by the Oruwari Briggs House of Abonima in Akukutoro local government area of Rivers State. Thank you so much for joining me on Southern Times on EveAfrique. Kindly click on the subscribe button for your timely news updates. Also follow us on all social media handles, Twitter at EveAfrique News, on Instagram at EveAfriqueNG, on Facebook it's EveAfrique Business and News. Remember, COVID-19 is a deadly disease. Avoid crowded places, use your face mask properly, and wash your hands regularly. Join us again next Saturday for more juicy stories on Southern Times News and EveAfrique. My name is Eisimbe Nglas.